Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. I really had to think about it for a second. It's not Higurashi. Without any further ado, let's continue.
ってことになるのよ。
Indeed, where did they get the money from?
ほう。興味深い話じゃないか。それで？
あなた、このような暴言をいつまで放置されるつもりですか？
座れよ、夏日さん。単刀直入に言おう。兄貴は親父の個人資産を自分の事業に流用してる。これはほぼ間違いねえ。これが俺たちの誤解だってんなら、どうかぜひそれを解いてもらいたいもんさ。
ルドルフ、流用なんてもんじゃないわよ。これは横領よ。刑事告発できる立派な犯罪なんだから。
無礼極まりない。仮にも後宮本家跡継ぎの後宮クラウスに向かって信じられない暴言です。
Oh, apparently they have evidence, so that's how.
暴言じゃないわよ。図星でしょ。なんとか事業を成功させて、これまでの損失を埋めたいんだけど、その穴は広がっていく一方。博打の穴をさらに大きく張った博打で埋めたいだけよ。その軍資金がすぐ近くにあったなら手をつけるのは道理。はっきり言うわ。兄さんがしているのは横領よ。お父様に対する裏切りよ。叱るべき決着がついた後には司法に委ねることになるでしょうね。そんな輩に後宮本家跡継ぎを名乗らせるとお思い？
Oh, da da da.
言うにこと書いて、当主様への裏切りとは聞き捨てがたい。この栄光ある後宮家の敷居をまたぐ資格はもはやあなたにはありません。即刻ここを出て行きなさい。さあ、ほら。
Natsuhi, who had already reached the limits of her anger, shouted at Eva in a rage. She then pointed alternately at Eva in the hallway, demanding that she leave. Eva took out a folding fan and fanned herself with it, glaring maliciously at Natsuhi, as though silently daring her to repeat what she'd said. However, her mouth was still smiling, curved in the shape of a crescent moon. In that unpleasant silence, rose the gold.
ねえ、夏日姉さん。誰に向かってそんな口をお聞きなの？
Someone higher up from the ranking? Based on the
無
seating?
礼極まりない主人の妹に対してです。これ以上は私も本家の台所を預かる者として聞き捨てなりません。
台所を預かる？
Yeah, I don't know why you felt like bringing up that you're head of the kitchen. It kind of feels like you're undermining your own position with that. I'll be honest.
黙るがいい。
Oh,
この名ばかり女房が。
wasn't expecting that. Eva folded the fan with a snap and rose to her feet energetically. Compared to the elegance and playfulness she'd shown until a second ago, she was now unimaginably aggressive.
バカバカしい。お前が下がりなさい。この後宮エヴァに。当主様の左肩を許されている後宮家序列第3位のこのエヴァに下がれと？身の程を知りなさい。そしてお前のそのみすぼらしい姿を鏡に映してみるがいい。お前の服のどこに翼が？どこに片翼のわしが許されているのか。
I do have to ask though, why do the servants have it?
貴様など後宮家の跡継ぎを残すためだけの存在じゃないの。身の程をわきまえるがいい。このゲス女が。
definitely wouldn't be the phrasing I would use. In any case, Eva's face twisted hideously as her words gouged into Natsuhi's heart, like talons wrenching at it. There were 100 ways Natsuhi wanted to respond. However, her anger and sorrow crushed her throat, and none of those words managed to make it to her mouth. Her anger had nowhere to go, and became a single hot tear that slowly dripped down. That is a creepy face.
何か言い返したいなら、どうぞ言い返しなさいよ。ほーら。
Eva faced her with a provocative gaze. However, Natsuhi could do nothing but tremble, her clenched fists quivering. Kraus quietly broke that powder keg tension. Yeah. I feel like if anything, Natsuhi has kind of worsened her own position with how she's been talking. Which is possibly why Kraus told her to stop, rising to the insults, which then lowers your own credibility.
夏日席を外しなさい。頭を冷やすといい。
Natsuhi, resenting the fact that her husband had not come to her aid, shifted the focus of her attack.
あなたはさっきから何を言われているのか分かってるんですか？この人たちは言うにこと書いてあなたのことをお父様への裏切り者呼ばわりしているんです。
Well, apparently it isn't baselessly.
私たちが後宮家の栄光を守り、お父様からそれを受け継ぐため日々高潔であろうとする全ての努力をないがしろにして踏みにじる。なんという聞きがたい暴言。あなたもあなたです。どうして言い返さないんですか？あなたが言い返さないから私が言い返しているのに、さっきからあなたは私に任せっきりで。
Again, he told you to not rise to their insults, which then doesn't give him room to really interject. But yeah.
その私に頭を冷やして来いなんて言うんですか？いつも私ばかり。私はいつも真剣にこの家のことを考えているのに、それはあなたは。
Yeah, I mean, getting emotional about it isn't exactly going to help your case in this kind of allegation. There are times where being emotional is very useful to win an argument. This probably isn't one of those times. Or using an emotional argument is more my point. In any case, Natsuhi was already unable to hide her tears. She flew from the room in that state. And then you also don't have to deal with the pain from not being able to actually do anything about the allegations. After that, all that remained was a somewhat embarrassed mood about the parlour. When the sounds of footsteps grew distant and silence returned, Kraus shrugged his shoulders slightly.
妻が失礼した。昔から感情を抑えるのが下手でね。私も苦労している。
あんなのに切り盛りされてたんじゃ、兄さんも気苦労が絶えないわね。
Eva, I don't like, but oh well. Yeah, you're clearly very stressed with your headaches. It's probably better not to cause more pain for yourself that way.
奥様。
Hmm.
何でもありません。下がりなさい。
Natsuhi flew into her room and threw herself onto her bed, lamenting. This heart-wrenching sobs reached Kumasawa in the hallway.
おいたわしや奥様。
Yep.
奥様とエヴァ様は犬猿の仲。このお二人の関係を説明するのは女の私にはとてもしんどくございます。後宮家は血を特に重んじられますが、嫁いで家を出れば本来は序列から除籍されます。ですからエヴァ様も本来は秀吉様とのご成婚の際に除籍されるはずだったのです。ところがこれは誰のせいでもありません。
I mean, unless there is embezzlement, in which case the person doing the embezzlement is probably at blame.
ましてや奥様のせいであろうはずもありません。神様の気まぐれとしか言いようがありません。クラウス様と夏日様にはなかなか子宝が授からなかったのです。何しろ男尊女卑の後宮家でございます。妻は跡継ぎを残すための道具。その妻が唯一の役割を果たせないのなら、もはや人間扱いなどされません。当時の奥様が親方様からどれほど責め苛まれていたか思い出すのも苦しゅうございます。
For the master, I'm guessing being Kinzo rather than Kraus, I'd guess.
そんな中、エヴァ様に秀吉様とのご結婚の話が持ち上がりました。
So the reason why Eva is still in line is because she didn't have a son.
エヴァ様は狡猾でした。奥様がいつまでも身ごもられないことにつけ入って親方様に取り入ったのです。入り婿を取って自分が跡継ぎを産むと吹き込み、ご自分の席を後宮家にとどまらせるよう認めさせたのでございます。後宮家に嫁ぎ外様扱いの奥様と入り婿を取る形で血族として残ったエヴァ様は後宮家の序列の中では雲泥の差。しかもエヴァ様は先にそれも男児をご出産されております。
Right, yeah, because George is older, isn't he?
どれほど奥様の立場がエヴァ様の前で弱いものであったかお察しいただけますでしょうか。奥様にとってはもし自分がすぐに解任することができればエヴァ様の入り婿など親方様に認めさせずに済み、今日のエヴァ様の増長を許さずに済んだだろうという悔しい気持ちがあるに違いありません。
And Eva-sama wouldn't have been permitted to act as arrogantly as she did today.
しかし、それは奥様のせいであろうはずもない。すべては気まぐれな神様とジェシカさんをお届けすることが遅れたコウノトリのせいなのでございます。だからといって奥様にはそうと割り切れるはずもない。ただただ妻としての責務を全うできなかったことに女として悔し涙をこぼすしかできないでしょう。はあ、おいたわしや。私には何もできずこうして物陰から見守ることしかできないのです。
Perhaps get us some tea. The cracks always just catch me so off guard. What? We're going backwards. I'm guessing to the cousins. No. That's why the clock went backwards. We crossed the hall again on our way to the entrance. As we did, we once again spotted that witch's portrait. However, spotted is probably not the best way to describe that experience. It was more like our eyes were inexorably drawn to it. That woman's eyes, with their sage-like glamour, definitely had the power to make those who viewed it stand rooted to the spot.
魔女ベアトリーチェか。本当かね。
バトラー信じてない？
Back when he had asked what this picture was, the first person to tell him had been Maria. Therefore, when Battler showed signs of doubt, Maria must have felt that Battler didn't have faith in her. Of course, that wasn't what Battler meant. Maria ran up to the portrait and began banging on a plate hanging below it. Or was it talking about one to the side of it? Oh, no, it is that one, probably. Maybe the title of the portrait was written there. Maria, trying to prove that she wasn't lying, obstinately continued to hit the plate.
ああ、悪い悪い。別にマリアが言ったのを疑ったわけじゃないぜ。
バトラー納得。
When he patted Maria's head and apologized, she seemed to accept it, sticking out her chest and proudly oohing.
何々？我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェ。懐かしき故郷を貫く。
What?
って、なんだこの怪しげな長い碑文はよ。
The whole Sweetfish River, what? The plate did indeed have the... what? The plate did have the title of the portrait written on it, but it was much too big to contain only that. Beneath the title was what appeared to be a long epitaph. If you just skimmed over it, several unnerving words would jump out at you.
すげえだろそれ。じいさまが書かせたものだよ。意味深だろ？
マリア知ってる。黄金の隠し場所。
Huh?
おいおい、後宮家の隠し黄金の話か？そりゃまた懐かしい話だね。っていうか兄貴、これマジなのか？
これを書かせたおじいさまは、この絵とこの碑文に関しては何も語ってくれないんだ。
So I'm guessing that over there where my mouse is pointing at is what they were reading after all, not that.
でも、親類たちの間では、おじいさまの黄金の隠し場所を記したもので、この謎を解いた者に家督と黄金のすべてを譲るという意味ではないかともっぱらささやかれてるよ。
マリア聞いた。黄金いっぱいいっぱい。
さてな、10トンの金塊なんてね。私はちょいと眉唾だけどな。
That is a lot of gold.
しかしよ、こんな碑文を読んじまうとマジかなって気になっちまうな。
I think I already explained grandfather's upbringing, but let me also mention the Ushiromiya family's legend of the gold. Grandfather succeeded the Ushiromiya family after it was destroyed in the Great Kanto earthquake, and by successfully riding the stormy seas after the war, he managed to accumulate great wealth. Not much of a story everyone knows. However, this is where the strange part begins. Part of it involves grandfather's black magic obsession, so its credibility is extremely low, but, well, wait until the end before you doubt or make fun of it. After the war, grandfather correctly predicted what the future would hold, and won in a huge gamble, accumulating a vast store of wealth. But there's a mysterious legend about how he gained this initial funding. Grandfather came from a branch family and had no connections in the business world or the financial world. Even though he later built connections with the occupying forces, he supposedly started as a nameless person who hadn't yet gained anyone's trust. It takes trust to gather money. There's no way anyone would lend money to someone they didn't trust. How did grandfather, who had no reputation at all, manage to obtain his first vast chunk of funds? When asked that question, grandfather supposedly answered like this. On a certain day, I encountered the golden witch Beatrice. Well, Beatrice, however it is. Grandfather then went on and on about his continuing research into alchemy and techniques for summoning demons in order to become a great magician. And the entity summoned as a result of the demon calling ceremony was the golden witch Beatrice. He then apparently made a contract by which he would receive fortune and honor in exchange for his own soul. The witch then granted grandfather 10 tons of gold. Grandfather used this gold as collateral to prepare a vast quantity of funds, which he then used to multiply his wealth many times over and revive the Ushiromiya family. It seems this story is so old that even our parents were told it when they were still children. So, back when our parents were young, they explored this island in all sorts of ways, believing that the gold grandfather had received from the witch might be hidden somewhere. However, since there was the danger of them getting lost in the abandoned forest, grandmother began to spread the story that the witch lived in the forest and approaching it was forbidden.
そんな話があったな。俺たちも小さい頃、親からその話を聞かされて、宝探しと称して島中はあちこちうろうろして、森で迷ってワンワン泣いて、使用人さんに見つけてもらって、親にめちゃくちゃ怒られたんじゃなかったっけ？懐かしいぜ。
バカだったよな。だってよ、じいさまはその資本金で儲けた挙句でこの島を買うんだぜ。この島に来る前から黄金を持ってたってことになるじゃねえか。この島にあるわけがないぜ。
そうとも限らないよ。
Yeah.
その黄金が元からこの島に隠されていて、それを確実に自分のものにするためにこの島を丸々買い取ったとかね。
Or, you know, he brought the gold with him.
何しろ10トンもあるんだもん。安全な場所に移すより隠し場所そのものを確保する方が現実的だよ。
この碑文を書かせたのは2年前。それもじいさま自身ってなると。
Yeah, I mean, it could be brought over in part over time. So maybe a ton every couple of months, along with some regular stuff.
なるほど。黄金伝説も信憑性が増してくるじゃねえか。じいさまが後宮家復興の資本金にしたという魔女に授けられた黄金が10トン。
Okay, so 10 tons is different from 10 metric tons. So 10 tons normally refers to the imperial unit. 10 metric tons refers to 1,000 kilograms. So 10,000 kilograms. It's quite different from 10 tons.
そいつがどこかに今も眠っていて、じいさまはこの謎を解けたやつに全部を譲ろうって、そういうつもりなのかもしれねえ。
We normally keep specifying 10 metric tons. Oh well.
じいさまらしいセンスというか、なんというか。マジならなんとも景気のいい話だぜ。
The epitaph carved into the plate was very mysterious, with something like a poem or a song written on it. That text was incredibly disturbing, filled with the signs of grandfather's black magic hobby, and its contents were in truly bad taste. But it could definitely be viewed as a puzzle which, if solved, might lead to the hidden gold.
そういうつもりなのかどうか、おじいさまの胸中は想像もつかないけどね。一つ言えるのは、このうさんくさい碑文をおじいさまは一族全員に告示するかのようにここに掲示したこと。
Perhaps people outside of the family?
そして黄金の存在はほのめかしながらも、未だにその隠し場所について一切触れないこと。そこから親たちが想像を膨らませて、おじいさまの知恵比べに違いないって言い出した。
欲の皮が突っ張ってるうちの親父あたりだろうぜ。 このじいさまの黒魔術趣味はバカにしてるくせに、この隠し黄金の話だけは信じてやがる。調子のいい話さ。
確かに現実的な話じゃないよね。当時無名で何のコネクションもなかったおじいさまに無償で莫大な金塊を融資する人物なんているわけがない。それがいたからこそおじいさまはそのスポンサーを魔女と呼んだというなら考えられない話じゃないけど。
でもよ、10トンだぜ、10トン。一体現金に直したらいくらくらいになるんだ？っていうか、とんでもない量になるはずだぜ。
とんでもない量だよ。人類が有史以来発掘した黄金はせいぜい10万トンって言われてる。人類の歴史が手にした黄金の1万分の1を個人が手にしてるっていうのはとてつもないことだよ。それが一箇所にあり、しかもそれをおじいさまにポンと貸し出せるような魔女。ただものじゃないね。
私はよ、その10トンって数字ももはや嘘くさいと思ってるぜ。第一よ、じいさま以外に見たやつはいないんだろ？
Well, if he used it as collateral, someone would have to have confirmed its existence, right?
仮に気前のいい魔女が実在して黄金を貸したとしても、それは10は10でも10キロぐらいの間違いじゃねえのか？
I mean, it could be 10 imperial tons rather than 10 metric tons. That'd still be a lot closer.
10キロでも相当いい金額になるはずだぜ。
But, yeah.
10キロの黄金っていくら？
Miria, who wasn't following the story, felt like she was being spoken to in riddles, finally found a place where she could ask us a question. It was a question I always wanted to answer right then. Whether it was 10 kilograms or 10 tons, it still felt like a huge amount, but I had no idea exactly how huge. George Aniki folded his arms and tried to remember the market price of gold.
さあ、金も相場の影響を受けるから何とも言えないし、純度や鋳造先の信用によっても変わってくる。換金に手数料もかかるし。ただ、希少金属であることは間違いなくて、このまま採掘が進めば、人類はあと半世紀ほどで全てを掘り尽くしてしまうんじゃないかって憶測もある。
Now that certainly isn't the case. Well, yeah, it certainly wouldn't be able to continue at the current rate if it would result in mining all the world's gold, because you just get diminishing returns, because there's gold basically everywhere, but there's some places where it's in higher concentration. But you're not going to go through all the extremely low concentration gold.
デタラメに言って、1キロあたり200万円程度の価値はあるんじゃないかと思うね。
ひゅー！私よ、10キロってのは今適当に言って控えめな数字なんだけどよ。
1,000 times smaller.
それでも2000万円の価値があるってことになるじゃねえかよ。マリア、体重28キロ。
ということは、マリアちゃんと同じ重さの黄金なら、その価値は5000万円を超えるって計算になるね。
そりゃたまげるな。10トンならいくらだ？10キロで2000万が1000倍だから、はあ、200億円か。
Yes, that is indeed how mathematics works.
こりゃたまらねえや。
How much is 20 billion yen actually worth? You can only measure it relative to our own pocketbooks. Anyway, let's say that a person's wage is over a lifetime of about 200 million yen. You grow up and work like crazy, sacrificing your life for your company, and you're finally freed as you approach old age. Everything, including retirement money, might add up to about 200 million yen. In other words, that's the amount of money that will be made throughout a human's life. No, you could even call it the value of a life. Putting values to life is complicated and tricky. So, 100 times that sum is an unbelievable amount of money. She worked from age 20 to age 60. That's 40 years of work. I'll go for a bit longer. So it's equal to 4,000 years of work wages. If you worked every day starting from the German period, we'd only reach that number about now.
200億円ってすごい?
Yes. In any case, I will be ending it here for today. I will first check there are no tips, right, and just go through all the characters quickly. Don't think any of these will be changed. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments, and until next time, see ya.